living in the heart, living in the truth, living in the heart of this moment, this moment of the heart of this moment. I am open to my good right now. I am open to good. I am open to my good right now. I am open to good. Yes, I am open to good. And I bless my good right now. I bless my good. I bless my good right now. I bless my good. Yes, yes, I bless my good, my good. And it's time to give thanks for my good right now. I give thanks for my good. I give thanks for my good right now. I give thanks for my good. Oh, I give thanks. I give thanks. Month to give thanks for our good. Thanksgiving is the time to give thanks for our good. I accept my good right now. I accept my good. I give thanks for my good right now. I give thanks for my good. I give thanks for my good. I give thanks for my good. I accept my good right now. I accept my good. I accept my good right now. I accept my good. Oh, I accept. I give thanks. I give thanks for my good. For my good, I give thanks. I bless. I accept. I am open. I am blessed. I give thanks. I accept my good. My good.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Good
you,
evening,
Linda.
everybody. Let's give Jim and Cole some love.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How y'all doing tonight? Oh, it's so good to see you and love you and have you here. Hi, how are you? Awesome. That's how you are. Hey, everybody. So this is Mello. You know Mello. And I want to just tell you from the bottom of my heart, I just walk out here, and you probably already know this, but I just love you. Just love you. And I'm so grateful for you. So we're going to sing We Welcome. For us, for those who are still coming in, let's jam it, yeah? Let's rock it out. Okay, here we go. Come on in, we welcome you. Come on in, we welcome you. Let go, be free. Come on in and take a seat. We're glad you're here. We're spreading love, joy, and cheer. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. We welcome you. Come on in, 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 come on in. We welcome you. Your turn.
Let go, be free. Come on in and take a seat.
Yeah. We're glad you're here. We're spreading love, joy, and cheer. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. We welcome you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. We welcome you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. We welcome you. Come on in, 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 come on in. We welcome you. Come on in. Ow! So we move into that farther into that open heart space as we sing Reveal. Reveal, whoa, reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, love is what I see. Reveal the love in me, the peace. Reveal the peace inside of me. Reveal the peace that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, peace is what I see. Reveal the peace in me, the joy. Reveal the joy inside of me. Reveal the joy that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, sure enough, joy is what I see. Reveal the joy in me. Reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, love is what I see. And every time I open up, peace is what I see. And every time I open up, joy is what I see. Reveal the love in me.
So, once again, great gift, great music. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Sunny. As we move into music, as we move into tonight, we can take that into ourselves and out of ourselves and up from ourselves and begin to lift everything that takes place here, for God is here. God is here, and right now, and that is always the truth, and it will never be otherwise. For God is the eternality of all creation. God is the existence, the life, the creative force, the divine mind, the power and the essence and the pure substance of everything that has ever been and ever will be. And knowing the truth of that, I know the truth of that for me. I know that I am expressing God in this life of mine. I know that I live it, I love it, I cherish it. I know that it brings me all that peace and joy and love can bring. And because I know that, I sit here knowing that and holding that for each one here. That God's love and grace and beauty and peace and joy are what we do here. It's who we are here. As we sit together, as we sing together, as we think and move our mind together. We are one, we are universal, and we are optimum opportunity for everything that this planet needs. And so I bless that, I honor that, I go deep with that in Thanksgiving, releasing it, surrendering it to the law, knowing that everything is perfect. All the good that is needed is here, and it is very, very good. And so it is. How did it get to be November is what I want to know. It is November 5th. It is the revealing service, Wednesday night service with Reverend Sunshine Daye. And it is a great joy to be in this Thanksgiving month and be in all that we are together, all that we are as one. And so, calling forth from a message that's titled tonight, Individualized, Not Individual, we can look at the Science of Mind text reading for today, and I'm going to read quite a bit of it, simply because it was so powerful today about who we really are and how we really fit in this one universal mind. We are not denying the physical universe when we seek to explain it. Physical form is real, and if it were not for form, God or intelligence would not be expressed. But right here, students are puzzled when we say that God does know form, but not size. As Emerson said, there is no great and there is no small to the soul that maketh it. And whence it cometh all things are, and it cometh everywhere. God cannot know anything which is contradictory to the divine mind, so that it is impossible for the infinite to know that which is finite. The superlative cannot be the comparative. We believe in science because it is organized, systematized, and it is knowledge, and it is only when knowledge is organized and systematized that it can be utilized. Science is leading us surely by its process and method back again to the great spiritual deductions of the ages. The physical universe is one. Mind is one. I could not talk to you, and you could not talk to me, if your mind had some sharp cleavage, a differentiation in reality from mine. There would be something unlike us between, and we could not converse. The very fact that we are here and can communicate with each other establishes the unity of mind, and it also establishes the fact that intelligence contacts and communicates with itself. Mind is individualized, but never individual. This mind, which is universal, will never be any less than universal. It will never be individual, but it will be individualized. There is a great difference. The wave in the ocean will never be a wave by itself. It will be the ocean as a wave. That is all it will be, caught up as a wave, but still the ocean. Perhaps that is the concept Jesus had when he said that God delivered everything to him, but he could do nothing except God as him, in him, doeth the work. The individualization of the universal comes to a point in the personal, just as the human body is one with the entire physical universe. It is a different type of the same thing. So my so-called mind is not another mind. It is this mind. But it is thinking individually. That is all. Thinking individually, it thinks differently. Not necessarily better or worse, but differently. So we are therefore members of the universe. And being members of that which unites everything, we are some part of each other. And so with that title about individualization and individual, not individual, is where we start and where we enjoy the message and the energy and the light that Reverend Sunshine will bring for us tonight as we welcome her up and get this message started.
Thank you, Jan. That was a great prayer and a great reading, too. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Amazing, amazing night. Who got a chance to see the moon on the way in? Hello? That moon was incredible. It was just such a reminder of the awesome and abundant life that we have. A reminder of the awesome and abundant life that we are. If it's your first time with us tonight on Wednesday night, welcome. It is a joy to have you here at Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. We are indeed a loving community that embraces the science of mind teaching. And what we're doing this year is we've been reading this book that Jan read out of today. And we've just been following the readings every day, just reading a little bit, and we're almost done reading that whole Science of Mind book, which is amazing. Because for me, as I've been reading it, and as I've been taking it piece by piece, and trying to dissect it, and understand it, and discern from it what is the truth of my life, and what is the truth of life in itself, it's amazing how many different ways Ernest Holmes and the folks who canonized the book, The Science of Mind, how many different ways he gets to just kind of say, by the way, there's one power, one presence, one life. That life is God. That life is love. That life is peace. That life is whatever it is that we call it. And by the way, that life is my life right now. That life is your life right now. That life is all life right now. It is just expressing in so many different forms and fashion. And so there's no exception that today's reading that Jan read a part of and a portion of, that it reminds us again of the infinite truth. The infinite truth that we, each of us, individually, is the unique and perfect and divine way that life is expressing on this planet. And though we might think differently or look different than each other or one another, or though we may have some similarities and some differences, we are still the one. We are still part of the one. We are the way the one shows up and expresses on this planet. Therefore, it's interesting because I know that we still struggle with this idea of separation, this idea that somehow I'm here in this personage, in this body, in this flesh suit, kind of like a Halloween costume, and God or life or abundance or peace or joy is somewhere out there. That somehow through our weekly endeavors, our weekly tasks, our weekly practices, and maybe probably our weekly struggles, that we're in the depths and in the grips of this idea that somehow we're separate from the life that God is. That somehow we're separate from our abundance. That somehow we're separate from our peace. That somehow we're separate from the love that we want. When, in fact, if we continue to study, if we continue to practice, if we continue to really devote and dedicate some time and energy into knowing the truth, then we know that right where we are is the love, the joy, the peace, the abundance that we seek, the peace of mind even. I was listening to the radio. I got a new car, and it comes with 6 months of Sirius radio. So, of course, I get to kind of like go through a gazillion stations. I don't know, a gazillion stations is kind of like going to a restaurant and they have like 6 or 7 pages of a menu. Like, why so much? Like, it just kind of makes it a little more challenging for me to pick what I want because I have so much to go through and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I digress here. But I'm listening to the radio and I'm listening to this idea that somehow we are, I was listening to a preacher and he was just simply talking about how sometimes we don't pray boldly. That somehow we settle for our mediocrity. And I thought to myself, he needs to be a science of mind minister because, he's really talking our language in a sense. But how many times are we in positions where we settle for less? We settle for a piece of man. He's married, but he loves me. Or she's married, but she loves me. Or we settle for a part-time love. Or we settle for something less than what is ours to have. When we ask for something, when we desire something, are we settling for less or are we actually going for the whole enchilada? So, for instance, this happens at the holidays or birthdays all the time. I'll go, hey, what do you want for the holidays? I want to get you a gift. What do you want? Well, I don't want a tie. Did I ask you what you didn't want? No, I asked you, what do you want? What is it that would make your socks roll up and down? What is it that would bring you joy? What do you want? And so many times it feels and it seems like folks are so protective of actually putting out there what they really want, their real hopes, their real desires, their real joys, because they are afraid that they may not get it. And if they put out this big thing that they want, if we put out this big idea that we want, something that we want to achieve, something that we want to be, something that we want to experience, a place that we might want to go, if I put it out there and I don't get it, I might look like a fool. I might look silly. I might, be like wishing, and it doesn't happen. There's a story of a young girl who actually talks to her minister, and she says, I have this big test going on, and will you pray with me because I want to get a C. I want to pass. And he asked her, he said, well, why a C? Well, C's a passing grade, she says, and, this class is really hard, so I've only ever gotten a C. So the pastor, the minister was kind of like, well, if we're going to pray, then why don't you just pray for an A? You see what I mean? If you're going to pray, if you're going to put it out there, then go big or go home kind of thing. It's kind of like, where is our faith? Where is our recognition and our knowing that our life is part of, it is the individualized expression of the whole, of the perfection, of the joy, of the peace, that we are the individualized unit of it. That means kind of like a hologram. It is whole and complete, that wholeness, that complete power and presence and life is living in, through, and as me. It's living in, through, and as you. So why do we keep asking for a C when we can be asking for an A? And so she went home after they prayed for an A. And when she went home, she studied, as she would to get a C. But this time, she studied, kind of keeping in mind that she had asked for an A. And a few weeks later, she returned and was just overjoyed because there she had her test paper in hand with an A. Why do we keep selling ourselves short? It's not like we're asking some power and presence outside of us to grant us something. That's not what we teach here. That's not what we believe here. What we believe here is that in the beginning, whatever beginning, if we believe in time and space, but as it is written, there is God. There is this life energetic, whatever we call it. There is this force, energy field, and it created everything out of itself, not out of itself and something else, because then in the beginning, there was this and that. And all we've ever learned and all we've ever known is that in the beginning, there was this. There was God. There was this energetic field. Form, as we heard just a few moments ago, is the expression of the energetic field. It is the visible and tangible expression of this life essence. So, we are this life essence, and in form, this is the way this life essence expresses. Therefore, that which is true of the life essence of God, of love, of joy, of peace, of whatever it is that we call this life essence, this energy field, whatever is true of this energy field is true about us. So we're not necessarily asking the energy field as if it is outside of us. It is us. It has created us out of itself. We're not asking this energy field to do or be or give us or grant us anything. We're simply recognizing through our prayer, through our meditation, through our word, that we are individualized expressions of the one. Therefore, that which is true of that is true of me. It's true of you. So I recognize that this is my truth, and I align my thoughts and my actions and my activity with this truth so that I can live fully the truth of who I already am. If I think I'm a C, well then, I'm going to be a C. But if I think I'm an A, then I'm going to live as an A. If I think and if I remember my truth, that I am the way intelligence shows up, then no wonder we get to communicate and be with one another, because intelligence recognizes intelligence. That's why it's so funny that, am I going to say this? Yeah, I am. That's why it's interesting when people do name calling of one another. And you think you're hurting somebody, when really it's kind of like when the kids say, if you smelt it, you dealt it. But if I'm going to call you a name, or if I see a flaw in you, it's because I think that it lives in me, because if it didn't live in me, I could not see it in you. So if I'm thinking less of myself, and if I'm seeing myself as damaged goods or as flawed or as less than, then of course I'm going to easily recognize that in each of you, and I'm going to be the one taking the inventory here. You're this and you're that, and I'm going to call you this name and that name and the other name, because I'm not recognizing the truth of who I am. Individualized, not individual. I am not separate from the whole. I am the way the whole expresses in physical form. You are the way life expresses in physical form. You are the perfect and divine way that God is expressing in human form. Therefore, the perfection that God is, you are. The abundance that God is, you are. The peace that God is, you are. The joy that God is, you are. The radiance that God is, you are. The clarity that God is, you are. The wisdom that God is, you are. The power that God is, you are. Because you cannot separate yourself from that itself, from the thing itself. You are the way it is expressing on this planet. It is an impossibility. I love it that in the reading, it talked about the wave. If the wave could talk, surfers would be like, yo, that's a gnarly wave. And the wave would probably say, it is not I that do the work, it is the ocean in me. Right? It may sound like separation. It may sound like it's like there's a slight nuance of separation, but it is simply saying, when you see the wave, you see the ocean. When you see the ocean, you see the wave. The ocean is a product, the wave is a product of the ocean. And all of the qualities, the water, everything that is in that wave is the ocean. But yet, the minute I say, oh, and by the way, when I see you, I see God, I see the perfect way that life energy is expressing on this planet, we'd be like, oh, I don't know. You talking about me? Not me. Maybe Gandhi. Maybe the Buddha. Maybe you're talking about somebody else, but not me. Are you kidding? But when you see the wave, you see the ocean. It's one and the same. So what is necessary? What is necessary in your life to be the locksmith, if you will? When a locksmith is either getting that combination or listening, or there's these, and I don't know much about locks, but what I do know is that at some point there's a little click, because the click is actually, it kind of like drops in. Just the drop in. Boom. And now it opens. Where's your drop in? Where's that place within you as we're trying to turn and hear the click, the drop? When it just drops in, it's in place. Where's that for you? What does it take? Oh, and by the way, are you even turning the dial? Because some of us, we want it to open up for us. We want the heavens to open up. We want to feel the presence of the Spirit. We want to know our oneness. We want to live in this joy and this bliss that we hear the great avatars talk about. But are we even willing to participate a little bit in what it takes to live from that place? Are we even turning the dial? Are we trying prayer and meditation? Are we sitting in the stillness and in the silence? Are we reading inspirational and spiritual writings? Are we contemplating the great teachings in all faiths, in all areas of life? Are we enjoying the beautiful moon and pausing to just, wow, to be in awe of that big white ball that's just kind of hanging in the sky, and just even being in that moment of awe, kind of going, how does it do that? How does it do that? I want to be the moon. Like, I just kind of want to like hang, like, you know? You know? Do we even take the time to revel in nature? Because that's a spiritual practice as well. That moment where we're just kind of going, yes, I am one with that. That is made out of the same stuff that I'm made out of. That moon is the way, that life energetic, that field of energy, that life, that God, that moon is the way God is expressing as a moon. It takes that kind of curiosity. It takes that kind of energy. It takes that kind of dedication to begin to really live a life of freedom. Ernest Holmes talks about it. It's in the back of our bulletin. That we believe that we can have a life free from all discord. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for a life of freedom. I'm here to have a spiritual practice that actually helps me to live freely. That helps to eliminate my doubts, my fears, my anxieties. These ideas that somehow have been implanted into our brains, into my brain, about being less than or not enough, or not loved or lovable or not cared about, or that someday, and I don't know what day on the calendar that is, someday, you know, someday I'll have it. Someday I will arrive. Someday it will happen for me. And if you're anything like me, or if you have thoughts very similar to those thoughts, what I can tell you and share with you is that a spiritual practice helps to eliminate those thoughts. It's kind of like doing spiritual house cleaning or mental housekeeping and just kind of sweeping that stuff right. We don't know where it came from. You know, just sweep that stuff right on out. Do some spiritual housekeeping, if you will. Our reading, though, is really helping us to anchor in this truth. We are individualized expressions of the Almighty, of the One. That's better than being born of royalty. You know, like, it's better than being sons and daughters of a king. To recognize that I'm not the offspring. I'm the way the thing itself expresses. Hello, bam. You know? It's just like, I'm not going to inherit anything. I am it. I'm the it. You're the it. You are the way life is expressing. And because life, capital L, meaning God, meaning that infinite intelligence, because you are the individualized expression and the way it shows up from the invisible to the visible, that which is true of this power and presence is true for and about you in human form. And of course, It doesn't mean that in a moment I'm going to just levitate right off. Because I am the expression in human form, therefore I live in the human realm, bound by the laws of humanity, of gravity, of being on this planet. And yet, it does not minimize the truth of who I am. And our mistake, if you will, our mistaken thinking has been that because we are in human form, that we could not be this power and this presence. And what I'm saying is that we are this power and presence in human form, but we forget and we give more power to the human aspect that we are versus the spiritual aspect of what we are. And we are spirit having this physical form, therefore navigating on planet, having our way on planet Earth. But do not be confused. Do not be mistaken. Do not be misled. Open your eyes so that you may see. Open your ears that you might hear the truth of who you are. You are the individualized expression of the Almighty. Therefore, that which is true of God is true of you. Period. That's the truth of who we are. And to the degree in which we focus on this and accept this, to the degree in which we nurture and take into our minds and do spiritual housekeeping and clear away any messages, any ideas, any thoughts, any forms of fashion that we are less than that greatness, to the degree in which we accept that this is our truth, is to that degree that we really, 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 really get to live our genuine life. So it is incumbent upon us as we begin to close out the end of 2014, and enter into 2015, that we begin to really look at how we have utilized this year reading our Science of Mind textbook, absorbing it, taking it in. It's not too late, if you haven't begun a spiritual practice, to begin one today. That we might anchor in these last 2 months, that we anchor in a practice and a way of being that then catapults us into 2015, into the life of our desire. Why are you asking for a C when you have everything necessary for an A? Do not sell yourself short. We're individualized, not individual. We're not just a lone wolf out there. We're not an island. We are part of all of it. And all of it is a part of who we are. We are one with life itself. So let's take some time now and just go into the silence, into the stillness, and anchor in this truth. And accept this truth for ourselves. Maybe even identify something in our childhood, something that someone told us, some lie that we bought into and that we may have carried along with us like Louis Vuitton luggage and think it's the truth right now. We can let that go. Like Jesus the Christ, like many great avatars that have come forth, many great teachers. They said, when you see me, you see that great I am within me. It is who and what I am. I am that which it is, and it is that which I am. So we simply anchor into our time just for a few minutes, a few moments, this truth that right where I am, God is. In its simplest form, I am an individualized expression of life itself. And with that, we just go into our silence, accepting this truth.
the same. We are one. We are all the same. Part of the one. We are one.
And as we simply just anchor in that this is the truth of who we are, we begin to look for all the ways that anchor in this truth for us. We begin to look for all the ways that life expresses divinely through and as us. We begin to see and feel this oneness, this wholeness, this peace. We begin to experience the abundance of life in all areas. We begin to experience the peace that passes all human understanding. We begin to understand with such depth and clarity some of the wonders of the world. We begin to love so deeply that sometimes people are just in awe of the capacity to love. And we get this and we experience this because it is in direct connection and direct correlation with our spiritual practice. And so even if we sit quietly in the stillness and the silence for just a few minutes, a few times a day, and ponder or contemplate or simply be in awe of a beautiful tree or a shooting star or just the way a baby cries, we are indeed allowing ourselves to recognize our oneness and our wholeness with all of life. When we hold a puppy or a kitten or any life, or when we even allow life to come through us and are responsible for another life or responsible for a mate or a loved one, or even if we sit by while someone is making their transition into the eternal yet to be, we allow ourselves to know our life as the life of the one, individualized, uniquely expressing an unrepeatable event you are, beloved. Unrepeatable. Only one you. Unique, beautiful, detailed, crunchy. And in all of that, revel in that divine beauty. Because it is never to be repeated again in the existence of all of life and the eternality of life. Revel, celebrate, be alive in the allness and the fullness of who you really are. Accept that that's your truth. It's not a bad truth to accept. Okay, I accept that I'm the way God expresses on this planet. Wow. I accept the abundance that is my life, the joy that is my life, the peace that is my life, the prosperity that is my life, the peace of mind that is my life. Okay, I accept it. And I live from this place fully now, knowing my oneness and my wholeness in God. That it is who and what I am, and that I could never be stripped of it, for it is expressing as me, in me, through me, now. This is my truth. I let it be, and I recognize it in all of life, and I let it be, and I celebrate it and its way of expressing in the world. For this I give thanks. Releasing this word now into the activity of the law. Together we say, and so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. As the lights are coming up, take a look at the God beings next to you. Hello, life. Hello, beauty. Amazing. It's our conscious giving time before we celebrate some more. So I'd like to invite our ushers forward. Dennis and Melissa, thank you so much for your sacred service. And it's our time now to take out our gifts, our tithes, our offerings, that which we've brought to share with the spiritual community, knowing that that which we give is simply a portion of that which we receive. Knowing that as we give, we receive, and that we simply participate in the reciprocal nature of life and the ebb and the flow of life. And so we simply take that which we brought to share with the spiritual community, and we hold it to our hearts, and we just simply give it a blessing. We send it forth on its way, knowing that Seaside Center for Spiritual Living is indeed blessed, and that we are conscious stewards of that which is given to this spiritual community. And as such, we use these gifts, these tithes, these offerings for our programs, for our outreach, for the services that continue to be provided, that our doors might be open, that more might come to recognize the truth of who they are, that together as humanity we might awaken to the truth that we are the beautiful and magnificent way that God, that life is showing up on this planet. So we are indeed blessed, and we become a blessing to this spiritual community by simply dropping it in the basket and allowing it to be. And so it is. Amen. Beloved, go forth. And now, as we give, we get. So we get to enjoy the beautiful music of our music team as they bring us the gift of music. Thank you.
Let's give Reverend Sunshine some love. Today I saw the sun, stood out in the rain, and watched the eagle fly again. Heard a baby cry, walked right through the storm, felt the wind upon my face, and all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I am peaceful, peaceful. I am grateful, grateful. I am thankful. I am hopeful, hopeful. I am soulful, soulful. I am thankful. I am. I hugged an old oak tree, the earth beneath my feet, and I saw your face. I looked into your eyes and touched an open heart and fell into a hole of love. And all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes as you and me.
the sea. The life that lives and breathes as you and me. I am peaceful. I am grateful.
Grateful.
I am thankful.
Thankful.
I am hopeful.
Hopeful.
I am so full. I am thankful. I am.
I am.
I am. I am. I am. Give it up for your music team, Cole
Beautiful.
Miller, Jim Bianchi, Sunny Daye.
And Reverend Sunshine. Beautiful.
Sunny?
And Robin Hackett for the beautiful song.
Talk about branching out.
Yee-ha-ha.
That's like asking for an A, right?
You
All
think-
right, here we go.
A plus.
A plus.
A plus.
Good deal.
Forget about the A.
We have a few moments, and this is the time in our service where we get an opportunity to hear from you, because what we know is that we are all revealers of truth when we are deeply rooted in knowing our life as the life of God. And so if you've had any ahas this week, any celebrations, anything you'd like prayer for, any questions, anything at all that you'd like to just simply share with our spiritual community, now's the time. Hey, how are you, beloved? This is Nicolette, everybody.
Hi. My mom's birthday was yesterday, and I just wanted to celebrate that. And then for the A+ stuff, I had this test not last week, like a couple weeks ago, before my break, and it was I usually would have to do the test and retake it, but if you get a 3 or a 4, you don't have to retake it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a 1 or a 2, you have to retake it. And I got a 3, and I wanted to celebrate that.
High five. Celebrate that for sure. And happy birthday, Jennifer. Happy birthday. All right. Who else would like to celebrate or just simply share something with the community? I know there's one more. Go ahead and raise your hand. Hi. How are you, beloved? Good. Tell us your name.
I'm Brett.
Hi, Brett. So glad you're here with us tonight.
Me too. I moved here yesterday from San Francisco. I sold all my things. I packed up my dog and a few things that would fit in the car, and I drove down here. I grew up in Chicago, and I've always wanted to live in warm, sunny palm trees. I'm a sucker for them, and I love to surf. And it's I'm 29. I'm 6 years into my career, and I'm walking through just a lot of uncertainty. But I don't know. I feel like I came here for something else, and this just happened to be here tonight. So I stayed and sat, and all of the messages you said were beautiful. And I feel like sometimes it's not. You can't know, and you just have to trust and step, and that leave room for the mystery, and that more will be revealed, and that everything will work out. That's really tough to do. It's really easy to sit behind a desk and say that, and nothing to do it. And so that's the journey that I'm on, and I just wanted to thank you and the guys up there and all you here. It's good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And tell us your name again.
Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
Well, welcome Brett into our community, of course. Thank you so much for being here. What a powerful message, right? To just go and trust and then end up here at Seaside. How cool for us. Yeah. And we get Brett. And that Brett gets us. Because it's the ebb and flow of life. That's just the way it is. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful community we have here. I got to tell you that we look forward, Sunny and I, when we drive down from Long Beach each week, just really look forward to being here with you and to just sharing the love and the energetic that comes from being in community and comes from being just surrounded by love and surrounded by folks who want to know their life as the awesome life that it is, with all its possibilities. And to simply be on a journey together is always so cool and so fun. So I'd like to thank Jenny, our coordinator. She makes sure that everything runs quick, smoothly, and make sure that you get in here quickly, you get a nice comfortable seat, and that everything is just really, really comfortable. I'm really, really grateful to her for her service in that area. I want to make sure that I thank Melissa and Dennis, our ushers. Thank you so much for your sacred service. Want to thank Ed Reeves. He's our sound man, our sound engineer, and make sure that everything sounds crystal clear and perfect. Thank you so much for your service. Want to thank Tim Griffin. He makes sure that we're seen at home and that our archives and that our YouTube is up and that we're able to not just peek in and be here live from home, but that we have this to check out later on if we want to. Now, what was it that Jan read again? And what was it that Sunshine said or Sunny sang that we can always go back to it and just kind of listen to it again? So thank you so much, Tim, for your sacred service. Tonight we had two beautiful folks in the back of the sanctuary radiating the light. We have tonight with us our practitioner, Kathy Paulson, and she's been a long-time practitioner here. She's been radiating the light, and next to her is Deb Sandler, and she's a Prac 2 student. So she is practicing being a licensed practitioner. So she's in that mindset, she's in that practice of just knowing the perfect unfoldment of our service tonight, and I think that the perfect unfoldment happened, so we know and love their consciousness. They will be available after service today for prayer, as will our podium practitioner, Jan Hartman. Thank you so much for your love, for that beautiful prayer and the reading. The three of them will be available after service today for prayer. If you are in need of a spoken prayer, just want to know the truth about a specific situation, they're going to be available in the chapel to pray for you. It is their gift to you to simply have a moment with you in prayer. If you'd like the whole practitioner body and the ministers to pray about a specific thing, right behind Deb and Kathy is a little box with our prayer cards, our prayer slip. Go ahead and fill that out. And we get an email, and we hold everything in the highest of confidentiality, and we will continue to know the truth for and about you, a situation, a family member, whatever that is. So what I'm knowing right now as well is that there are members of our community that are in need of prayer, and that just what we want to know is their health and wholeness. So if there's somebody you see that's not here tonight, just take a moment and know their highest and best. You know who these folks are. We're here every week with one another. Some folks have moved out of the area. Some folks are experiencing some illness in the body. So we just, want to pause. If we notice someone's missing, just simply know their highest and best, and that God is living in, through, and as them, and just working through that expression in the body. That's what we do here at Seaside. We support one another, especially in prayer. Want to make sure I thank our music team. What a great team. Cole Miller on the percussion aspects, Jim Bianchi on piano, Sunny Daye, our beautiful vocalist, and my beloved. So thank you so much. Next week, belief is not an option. And it should probably say it's not optional, because it's an option to believe or not to believe, but it's not optional, really. So come back, come hear what I have to say about that. I'm not sure what I'm going to say about it yet, but it's going to be developing and percolating and marinating all week long, so that when I come next Wednesday and you're here, boom, it'll come right out. You ready? Please rise. Nicolette, come on up. Hallie, come on up, darling. We're going to sing our closing prayer. It's in your bulletins, but you'll know it. Hi, sweet pea. You can follow the hand gestures with our beloved guides.
This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. See you in the family room. Thanks, you guys.
When I name it, I claim it, and I see it everywhere. When I name it, I claim it, and I see it everywhere. 'Cause it's mine, mine, oh mine, never, ever ending love of the divine. So when I name it, I claim it, and I see it everywhere, everywhere. 'Cause I named it, and I'm gonna claim it, and then we will see it everywhere. And we'll see it everywhere, everywhere we go, everything we do, everyone we meet, everyone we know. Your love will get to show. So when we name it, we're gonna claim it, and we will see it everywhere, and we will see it everywhere.